Today's topic is maintenance and adjustment of point machines. This is being presented by Deputy CST Construction 2 Secunderabad unit under the guidance of Swaraj Lakshmi. The presenter is Mr. Murali Krishna, SVP. He has a vast experience in signaling construction, maintenance, and all. He worked as in maintenance in construction, and presently is working with Deputy CST Construction 2 unit in Secunderabad. So before I start, as usual, I request you to log in with your designation followed by name for easy identification. If any questions are there, please raise in the chat box. They will be answered at the end of the session. The participation last webinar, it is noted that nobody has asked any questions except myself and CST Construction. Please do ask some questions. Whatever your doubts are there, how silly it is, doesn't matter. Let us make these sessions more interactive. We will start in a couple of minutes. I think there is an issue of sharing. Just now it has started sharing. Murali, are you ready?
Sir, good morning, sir.
Morning, Murali. Are you ready?
Sir, ready, sir.
Your presentation is now visible, but your audio is not clear. I think some echo is coming.
Sir.
Sir, now is it okay, sir?
Now it is better.
Yes, sir. Actually, I have opened one more system, sir. But just now I closed it.
I think you can mute it because some echo is
Okay,
coming.
yes, sir. I'm muted. Please start now.
Good morning, sir. My name is Murali Krishna.
Murali, one second, sir. 1 second, Murali. I request PCST sir to permit us to start the presentation.
Okay, sir.
Good morning to all of you. I think today's attendance is a very thin attendance. I don't know why it is deteriorating. Rather, this topic should have generated interest of many more people. So I request all senior DSTs to encourage their people to participate in that, because it is basically their own knowledge enriching experience. So it is going to benefit all of them. And I request again all senior DSTs to encourage their supervisors, their technicians, everybody to participate in that, so that at least whatever they can say, if they are able to absorb even 10%, 20% of what has been discussed and told, so that will be go in a very long way to enrich their knowledge, enrich their experience, and their performance in the field, as well as any selection or any examination. So it is beneficial for all. With this request, I think that this is one of the very relevant topic. Still, we are finding that points are failing due to poor adjustments and all these things. And I hope Mr. Murali Krishna will be able to throw light on all aspects of this point maintenance and adjustments, including this TWS points, which is coming now in a big way. And maintenance, there are some issues in those maintenance. I hope those points will be touched upon during this presentation. Anyway, Senior DST Secunderabad is available.
No, sir, he's inspecting BDCR Satupalli, joint inspection with other regional officers.
Okay. So, any officer from Secunderabad division? No. So this is really bad. Okay. So he is from construction. So Lakshman, can you just introduce Murali Krishna?
Swaraj Lakshmi.
Sir, good morning, sir.
Good morning, please.
My name is Murali Krishna, sir. SVP Murali Krishna, working as SSC Signals Construction at Secunderabad, sir, under the control of Madam Swaraj Lakshmi, sir.
Can you tell about your experience, that where all you have worked?
Sir, I have been appointed as ESM in 1995 at Vijayawada division, sir.
No, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
In construction, I was working since 7 years, from 2015 onwards, sir, at
So
Vijayawada. And
prior,
recently
prior to construction, what were all your postings?
at Vijayawada division in open line maintenance.
Okay, where all you have worked?
Sir,
No, कहाँ पर आपने काम किया है विजयवाड़ा डिवीजन में?
in Vijayawada division, I worked at Railway Station Newsweed, sir, as ESM. Afterwards, I came to Vijayawada headquarters, sir, and carried out special works in the division, sir.
On promotion, you have worked in special works.
Yes, sir.
You have never worked in the maintenance.
No, sir. Worked in
As a
maintenance
supervisor.
in, up to 2015. I worked in maintenance only, sir. From
Okay.
2015 onwards, I came to construction, sir.
Okay. So please go ahead. I hope you will be able to do justice with this topic.
Sir, thank you, sir.
Right. Please go ahead.
Fine. Just click on here. Oh, 1 minute, 1 minute.
So today's topic is regarding point maintenance and adjustments, sir. This is the point mission diagram in which we are this rotary type mission, sir, in which you are having that motor of a split field motor and lock slides and detection slides. And if there is any electrical failure during point operation or for the point operation the electrical failure, we can use the crank handle for operating manually. And initially for the requirements before interlocking any point, as per the SCM para number 12.31 and 19.31b, these are the engineering requirements to be ensured. The track should be to be brought in correct level and alignment, and any joints should be eased off, and point should be fully ballasted and packed.
बात करने के लिए गए थे प्रिंसिपल से, बोला वो लंच ब्रेक में आओ बात करने को क्लास ले रहे हैं। 9 मई को मेरा अपॉइंटमेंट है इधर।
And the gauge also should be incorrect. And gauge type plate should be fixed correctly, and stretcher bars of such a length so that throw off switches is as per approved drawings. Loose heels, regarding loose heel switches, the point should be in a should be thrown easily in both sides. In fixed heel switches, the point should be in the mid position and can be moved easily for both direction, normal and reverse. And for a single switch, there should be a stop for open position. These are the requirements that to be ensured before fixing the point mission. Regarding the installation of IRS point missions, as mentioned in SCM 19.31, point missions shall be installed in accordance with the approved plans. That means, as per SIP, and the ground connection should be in the approved designs. And moreover, the point mission should be fixed in the direction where the train moves with high speed. That means, as a thumb rule, we can say that the point mission can be fixed with respect to the layout. That means if the layout is LH, so I have to fix the machine LH, duly ensuring that it is not infringing to other line or other lines. So as a thumb rule, we can say that the point machine can be should be fixed with respect to the layout of the point. That is, if it is LH layout, the point machine will be fixed in LH side, and if it is the RH layout, the machine should be fixed in RH side. And also the proper drainage also to be ensured that proper drainage should be ensured that no waterlogging is in near the point. And regarding wiring of the point, from location box, it should be in the underground cable. By using underground cable with a termination box, and there from termination box you will use 28 by R3 wires with flexible pipe. And the operation will be in parallel. That means both ends will be operated at a time, and the detection will be proved in series from B end to A end and further to relay room. And if any obstruction is there, after a prescribed time lag, the circuit should be like that. After a prescribed time lag, the feed should cut off to the motor. And already I told that there will be a crank handle to facilitate the operation of points in case of electrical failure. So the crank handle should be like that. If the crank handle is inserted, before that the crank handle cutout key will be inserted and turned. By that, the electrical connection will be isolated from the motor. So by cranking, we can operate the point to the required position. And the crank handles will also be grouped depending on the yard with the configuration plates. Regarding adjustment, before point adjusted with the power operation, initially we have to check with the crank handle. After fixing of the machine and lock slides, using crank handle we have to operate the point, and the lock slide and detection slide should be adjusted. Adjustment of detector contact. The machine shall be hand cranked to the end of the stroke to close the tongue wheel with 1.6 mm test piece at 150 mm from toe. The detector contact should be just make. With an obstruction of 3.25 through 3.25 mm, the detector contact should be broke. Same adjustment to be done with on the other side also, and all the check nuts and everything should be tightened. And regarding friction clutch, if the friction clutch is to isolate mechanical shock between motor and the ground layout points. If there is any obstruction, the friction clutch will declutch the point from the ground connections. So the current should be nearly 1.75 times of the normal operating current. If it is less, the friction clutch to be replaced. And regarding the obstruction test, With 5 mm, we will test the point. When with the obstruction of 5 mm, the point should not get locked, and detector contact should be in broken condition, and also friction clutch should also slip. Regular maintenance, we will check these voltage and currents so that the condition of the friction clutch can be known, whether it should be replaced or whether it is in working condition. And regarding maintenance schedule, the maintenance schedule of electrical point machines as mentioned in SEM Annexure 19 MS2. So the periodicity is fortnightly, monthly, quarterly, half yearly, and yearly. So that every technician and SSC in every technician in fortnightly have to check the tightness of the that mechanical fittings and everything. Tightening of all nuts should be done. Lubrication and greasing of gears and the cleanliness of commutator and visual checks. The contacts for proper adjustment, contact pressure, and contact pressure should also be checked every fortnight. And obstruction test with 5 mm piece to be done. And packing and everything should also be ensured. This schedule is every fortnight by technician, and for monthly it should be checked by SSC bar JE, and quarterly by in charge SSC. And during monthly inspections by SSC bar JE and in quarterly inspection by SSC in charge, the voltage and current should be measured and in both directions. And the obstruction current should not be less than 0.5 amps with the normal working current and the obstruction current. And also the time lag should also be to be checked. That is, the point operation during obstruction, the point operation should be disconnected up to 10 seconds. And during quarterly inspections by SSC, the openings should be checked. The opening should be 115 plus or minus 3 mm. And also joint inspection to be carried out with the section PV. Every half year, we have to check the motor point insulations with 100 volts measure, and cable also, that tail cables as usual in cable making, we will do the tail cables every half year. just briefly I read out the PowerPoint which I have been sharing now. Testing of point machine obstruction test. The point driving rod and lock connections of the machine must be so adjusted that the 5 mm thick test piece obstruction placed between switch and the stock rail at 150 mm from the toe. The point cannot be locked. With the 5 mm obstruction, the point should not be locked, and detector contact should also not be closed, and frequent clutch should slip.
Murali, we are not able to hear you. Hey,
Sir,
you are not audible.
So is he simply displaying the slides, or he's ticking also something?
Murali, are you speaking? We are not able to hear you.
yes, 1 minute, sir.
Right.
Sir, actually, I am not prepared for this because of NI. Full-fledged, I have not prepared myself. Just
No problem. Whatever you know, you please explain clearly. That's all. We are not able to hear you because the silence is in between, whether it is a technical glitch or your.
no, sir. So actually, I am not prepared well for this webinar, sir. That's what I expected the SCM and night only I prepared this. Actually, what to explain, that means I have not prepared. Sir. Suddenly, the program has been given for me, sir. I will try to prepare well for the next time, sir.
Nahi, Murli, okay, I know your problem. Murli's father was recently admitted in Yashoda Hospital due to some heart problem. You know, he had an hectic schedule with taking care of his father, and then this NI, and subsequently that cable shifting at Cherlapalli. That is all right, Murli. But you worked in open line. You can share your experience while you worked in open line, and the SSCR, SCR, JE, and even maintainer also. What sort of issues you came across regarding maintenance and adjustment of the point machine? If you recollect, then you will be able to share your experience.
So regarding failure means the incorrect level of the point mission, the point layout will cause the failure of point intermittently. Like that structure because of seeking of the point, the stretcher bar will obstruct the movement of tongue rail, so resulting the failure of point. And after passage of some trains, it may get to correct level and it may restore it by itself. Like that, we have faced some problems. Because of incorrect level, the point switch movement will be not in correct position. So causing the point failure.
In
So,
in open line, sometimes you come across some failure, intermittent failure. Sometimes point will fail, and after that point will get automatically start working.
yes, sir.
What what can be the reasons for intermittent failure? What is your experience? You as working as SSA, you must have come across intermittent failures.
Yes, sir. Intermittent failures may be because of loose packing, sir. So while passing under the wheel, the indication will get disturbed, and also some because of contact insufficient pressure. Sometimes the point may get locked and but the detection will not be proved. So because of loose packing and the insufficient contact pressure. So that should be checked during inspections or maintenance. And packing also. So during passing of a train, if we observe the point, if any vibration in the point layout, that because of loose packing, that should be informed to concerned PWay and got it attended, so that the intermittent failures can be avoided. And lubrication is also one of the most important point.
Only you are mentioning about LH layout and RH layout. Now, what is LH layout and what is RH layout? Can you please explain?
So that is the turnout in the train diversion with respect to the turnouts. So the train is diverted to the left-hand side. So we can it will be called as LH layout. So in LH layout, the machine should be fixed in the left-hand side, so that the normal closure tongue will be the lock rod, which is connected to the closure tongue, will be in short. So because just as a prior to that, if we fix to the reverse side, that means opposite side, the closure switch, the train negotiating with the maximum speed will be on the closure tongue, and if it is having long lock rod, if any hanging part hits and pull out the lock rod, so the point may be get disturbed. That's why, because of that reason, we are mentioning as a thumb rule that the LH layout mission, LH mission should be fixed to the LH layout, so that lock rod will be sharp. So if at all a hanging part hits, it will pull the only that long rod, so point will not be get disturbed.
You know by seeing the SIP that it is LH turnout or RH turnout.
Sir, pardon, sir.
SIP, if by seeing SIP, how do you know whether the turnout is LH or RH?
So by seeing SIP, by facing the point, we can, if train is going towards left hand side turnout, left side direction diverting, so we can say that it is LH layout, sir, by facing the point, depending on the facing of the points.
Sachinarayana, is it that is what you wanted to know, or there is a question from one DV Sachinarayana AST construction.
Sir,
Connecting the ground connections for the first time, how to ensure that consent slide is connected to LH or RH switch? Maybe Sachinarana, you will be able to explain better.
Sir, good morning, sir. Good morning to all. Good morning, sir. I am D.V. Sachinarana, AST Construction Headquarters, working under CST Construction Secondaward. So my question is, why I put this question is, I want to explain this thing to all the participants, but particularly who are working in construction and projects, who are installing the points. It is a vital thing that the correct slide is connected to the correct side of a switch. Otherwise, the locking and the detection will be not perfect, because each slide will have one closed switch and one open switch. The closed switch shall be connected to the concerned switch in closed position. That is to be ensured. This is possible when the slides are physically inspected and which slide is having a closed switch in correct orientation, and then marked it, then connected to the concerned switch. You should not use the thumb rules. If the machine is on left side, or machine like this, and machine is the right side, and in the like that and all, you cannot go for the thumb rules for this. For each and every point, we have to inspect the switch notches on the switches, and then we have to mark it and then connect it. So 100% we have to physically ensure, sir.
Yeah, I have this doubt always, Sachinarana. What is the LH turnout and what is the RH turnout? How to make it out? People say that, okay, if the train is turning towards left, it is LH, turning towards right, it is RH. But many times it is very confusing at the site. You cannot make it out. Can you throw some light on this?
Yes, sir. So because it will be always in the confusion, because we are comparing with the actual turnout at the actual physical turnout at the location, and we are comparing with this with the SIP. You should not compare with the SIP, sir. You can get the information from the ESP rather than SIP. There it will have a straight portion and a diverted portion. We can take the position from the ESP, sir. And for the purpose of installation, the inspectors at the installation side at the site, it is better to ask the engineering partner whether this turnout is LH or RH. In the straight track, we can know that this is the straight and this is the diversion. But whereas the point layout in the curves, we the signaling people cannot judge that this layout is a NH or RH. In the major yards also, the major yard within the yard itself, there will be some more curves. By standing on the location, you cannot know that whether we are standing at the straight location or curved location. So there we cannot decide that this is LH layout or RH layout. It is always the information to be taken from the ESP and the engineering officials. If it is straight, if it is a straight track, it is all right. Otherwise, more information. I mean, most of the cases you have to take the information from the engineering officials and ESP. And there is a confusion between turnout, LH turnout, RH turnout, and point normal and reverse. There is no rule that if a straight portion is normal and a diverted is reverse. There is no rule like that. Normal and reverse are there, sir.
Yeah, agreed. Yes.
Normal and reverse is decided. Normal and reverse are decided in the SIP for the purpose of interlocking. It is no way connected with the diversions.
One more doubt. What will happen if in case of RH layout and LH layout is inserted at site? Sometimes it happens.
Sir, instead of RH layout, LH layout is inserted, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, actually, LH turnout and RH turnouts are made in the factory. And the stock rails and the tongue rails are predefined. One stock rail is straight, another stock rail is curved. Like that only, this switches also, one switch will be straight and another switch will be curved. They are made in the factory. So if one layout made as LH layout, it should be used at site and installed, kept on the ground with the orientation that the diversion will happen to the left side only. It will work perfectly. Otherwise, if that layout is kept for RH installed as an RH turnout, the straight tongue rail and straight stock rail will be forcibly bent and connected to the track. And the curved tongue rail and curved stock rail are forcibly straightened and connected to the track. So the point layout will not, the housing of the point will become difficult. And also, while operating the point by the point machine, the normal friction taken, normal operation load and a reverse operation load will drastically vary, sir. There will be more difficulty in the point operation by the point machine. Normal to reverse, less current it will take. Reverse to normal, it more current it will take, because it undue friction will come in the connections. And your load will come in the connections while operating.
Normally, we do some point machine wiring alterations if such cases arises. Like instead of connecting to normal slide, we'll connect to the reverse slide, something like that. Especially in the complex yards.
Yes, sir.
Is it okay or?
Sorry, sir. Please repeat, sir.
Suppose if an RH layout is inserted in place of an LH layout, LH layout is shown in the ESP, but due to some reason an RH layout is inserted.
Sir.
Okay. So we do some wiring adjustments. The point machine is wired in such a way that it suits to the RH layout. It operates as an LH layout.
No, sir. Actually, the wiring is concerned with the point normal and reverse positions. But this LH and RH are the physical shape of the layout.
Okay.
If LH layout is laid on the ground and connected as RH layout, it will have some internal tensions. The physical operational problems will come, sir, and breakages also may happen. But a normal and a reverse is concerned, it is as per the SIP, you can wire in any way, sir. That will not have any correction factor for this LH to RH, RH to LH.
Well, back to basics. I want to tell our supervisors who are working in the field that before now we do the adjustment of the point machine. First of all, we should ensure that the point machine has been assembled properly, and we have to check. There is a list of items to be checked before we take over the point layout from the engineering department. And the list of items to be checked is now taught in ERISAT as well as STTC. So, Murli, now you have been in construction for 6-7 years. Prior to that, you were in open line. So, when the points are being assembled by the engineering department, before we fix the point machine, what are the items that you are checking before you take over the point layout from engineering department and before fixing the point machine?
So the point should be in correct levels, sir, so that we can move the both tongue rails easily. And the tongue rails will flex both sides in freely, sir. That should be ensured.
How many sleepers?
Housing 1 to 6, first 6 sleepers, sir.
इधर आ जाओ भाई.
Sir?
Sleepers, both normal and both reverse.
Yes, sir. Both in both directions, both normal and in reverse directions. The housing should be up to first to 6 sleepers, sir. That should be the that has to be ensured.
What sir is asking is the layout is assembled outside now first.
सर कुछ खाली है क्या? हाँ यहाँ पर जो है
So the
Layout is
layout
assembled
is
outside.
खाली है
yes,
देखो.
yes,
Then you fix the point machine, you crank it and test it for housing and all.
yes,
So
sir.
during that time when it is assembled outside, what are the things to be checked before it is inserted in the actual track? I think that is what sir is trying to ask you.
State when the layout is assembled outside in the field, so there the levelness of the point cannot be ensured, so because it may be the ground constraints. So the just the pads, upper pads and mechanical fittings are properly or not there to be ensured, sir.
Can we check the opening also there? Can we ensure opening?
Yes, so opening also to be ensured, sir.
Anybody wants to add something to this?
Again, I am telling the whosoever is now the people participating in this VC. Now, there are list of more than 10 items are there now to be checked when we take the point from the engineering department. I recollect what I learned during probationary reset. And then this is starting the SCTC also. The spacing of sleepers, opening of the this switch, and the ballast and the size of the ballast and the clearance between the stretcher bar and the bottom of the stock rail. All these things are there, and then we should see that there is no change in the gradient 35 meters from the SRG of the point on either side. In the field, what is happening is that sometimes now the point is connected from one line to other line. Now there is a level difference. Due to level difference, now there is a change in the gradient in the layout. And recently in this Gajwel station also, when the branch line is taking off from this Manaraba to Gajwel, there the main line is at one level and the branch line another level, and the crossover connecting from main line to branch line, there was a level difference. Now this the CRS has seen and then asked why such a level difference is there. So we should in advance hint the engineering department when they are going to insert the point, we should tell them that now there are going to be level difference, and such thing has happened in Motamari, the bypass line. There was a level difference. Then I happened to see that well in time during joint inspection or one of the routine inspection. I insisted that this level difference is not permitted, and again they have raised the level and ensured that there was no level difference. So ultimately, over the point, if there is a derailment and all that, now the S&E department is answerable. Suddenly, simply say other department they say that the point is now the derailment has occurred on the point. Therefore, now S&E department also is answerable. Like why the derailment has taken over the point, or they will simply say that now there could have been two route there. Now it becomes our responsibility to prove that. Of course, we can prove data logger. All the information is recorded and all that. Again, from the safety point of view, some of the inspections, what I observed is the CRS has checked the sealing of the, over the detection contact, there is a transparent cover, and some places it was found that in one of the case CRS has observed that the sealing was not done. So CRS was telling that if sealing is not done, now somebody can tamper the detection contacts and all that. So from the safety point of view, we should, all the people who are involved in the maintenance, they should ensure that the transparent cover which is provided covering the detection contact, that should be sealed. Similarly, point machine cover also in one of the case, again point machine was kept, but it was not locked. Again, CRS has pointed out now you can the point machine cover can be simply opened, removed, and then now people can tamper with the point machine. So, such thing now he brought to the notice of one of the CRS inspection. The CRS has rang up from the site to PCST and told PCST this is what is happening. So like that, there are some safety aspect now that should be ensured. No, we cannot take chances because the point machine is such an important thing. Now the trains are going over the facing point at very high speed. The point machine, the maintenance should be done properly, and then adjustment should be done properly from the safety point of view, so that there are several cases in our railway and other railway also from the maintenance. Whenever the point machines are taken for maintenance, sometimes there were cases where the disconnection was without disconnection. The point machine ground connections were removed, and then the indication was given for the mainline movement, and then the train went to loop line, and later it came to light that the disconnection itself was not taken. Without disconnection, somebody was working on the point. This is and the people who are responsible, such thing were taken up, and this is very, very serious thing. And whether it is a goods train or the coaching train and all that, we should ensure that whenever some maintenance has to be taken or some the adjustment is required and all that. Now there is again checklist for the ESM. What are the occasions for which we should take disconnection and the occasions for which disconnection is not required? That should be meticulously followed. Otherwise, now it can lead to unsafe situation. Others can also share their experience, what precaution to be taken in adjusting the point machine. And sometimes what is happening is that in new installations, Donakonda I have seen the road number 4, the point was not setting in the loop line side, and then the engineering department, they were pressurizing our SNT, the supervisor, that you give the indication, and we have to take the tower car into road number 4 and do some OHE adjustment and all that. So our people, they did not agree for that, and then ultimately the later next day it was found that there was a problem in switch, and then switch rails, and after switch rails were replaced only, the point was setting properly. So if the point is not setting properly due to deficiency in the switch rail and all the new installations, we should not give indication till the point is set right. It's a minimum thing that in construction we should ensure that the point is setting properly, both normal and reverse, both on the main line point as well as loop line point. Some of these things now we should not compromise. Others can also share their experience.
Shamil Prasad, Guntur. Mr. Samuel Prasad, are you there?
Sir, good morning.
You have asked some question. You can just ask your question.
Sir, this point missions make wise, sir, common rules and this universal point missions, MFT make this detection size losses connecting to the switches is different from both PTJ as well as common rules and other makers, sir. This giving confusion to ESNs by replacing the rods, sir. Generally, in the universal point missions, PTJ make one long, short, the alternatively it will come, sir. But whereas in the Crampton Blues and other makes, just like TWS, first two rods in between short rods or long rods will come, sir. This while replacing these rod connections, ESMC has to ensure before that replacement, sir. Otherwise, they will connect alternative directions will come to closed switch will go to open switch, and open switch will go to the normal switch, sir, closed switch. It will give difference, sir. Some difficulties coming, sir.
You explain clearly what is the difficulty once again. You explained it. You explain once again.
That make either it make to policy as a universal, sir. Either that connections will be make universal, sir. Rather.
No, no. What is the difficulty in different makes of machines? You explain again. Huh?
Sir, suppose we are replacing the ground connection, sir. Suppose we have not identified and first removing the working ground connections and replacing the new one. While during that time, suppose we have not identified what are the connections given in the actually initial position of the point missions, then generally most of the points are PTJ point missions, sir. In that alternative will come, sir. Short, long, short rods will come, sir. If we do like that way only, connecting that way only, this detection switches will go open switch for open slide switch, open switch of the slide will go to the closed switch, sir. Point closed switch.
Okay.
Yes, sir. That if we make universal of the switch condition and the rodding connection, it will be easy, sir.
Is there any unsafe thing in that? Only adjustment confusion or any unsafe thing in that?
Sir,
Unsafe means intermediate failures will come, sir. Otherwise, the only adjustment also will not come, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
Venugopal, you want to tell something?
Sir,
may-
okay, okay. Sir,
Any other
Satyanarayana.
person, any other person want
Satyanarayana, go
to
ahead.
share their experience on this topic? What this Mr. Prasad has already raised?
Sir? Sir,
No. Yeah,
sir, your voice is low, sir.
my voice is low.
Sir.
It's clear, sir. Any other than what he has mentioned, sir, I just want to share my experience. I want to
Yeah.
tell all our officers and supervisor and regarding ground connection, the ground connection should not be accepted with the consign inspection. While I was working as DST construction Kharagpur, I came to know that ground connection were taken. Basically, it was the rights inspection, but the ground connection was taken with the consign inspection. And after that, when the ground connection was connected to the point machine, now we were not able to adjust the point machine properly and all that. So much of struggling and all that. I personally went to the site and see what is happening. Later, I came to know that the ground connection was accepted with the consign inspection, and what happens is that when the point ground connections are rejected by the rights, anyhow, they have got some drawing and all that. They do some sort of checking with respect to drawing and all that, and only then they will pass it. So if the ground connection which were rejected by the inspecting authority like rights and all that, such ground connections, rejected ground connections are supplied to the railways through the consign inspection. So I want to advise all the ASTs, DSTs and supervisor, we should never accept the ground connection with consign inspection.
No, am I audible?
Yeah. Now it is clear, sir.
Yeah, no, I want, because see, this Prasad has raised some issue because it causes non-universalization of the rod connections. So it means different manufacturers are manufacturing these rod connections as per their own designs, it appears to me. If that is the case and he is feeling the problem, then is there any such experience of anybody else?
sir, it is not rod connection, sir. It is a detector slide notches, sir. Short notch and long notch, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
No, it is not a question of, he is telling that there is a alternate short rods and long rods. He is telling that the connection is like that.
Good morning, sir.
Please
Sir,
go
good
ahead.
morning, sir.
Yeah,
Sir,
please go ahead.
because of the
RRI Kajipet, sir.
Yes.
Sir, it is observed that alternate notches for different point missions, it is alternate notches are being put it, sir. By this, if we remove ground connection and connecting another ground connection, we must personally ensure that it is a short notch is in first slide or second slide. Then only we must connect it, sir. Otherwise, if we without seeing that, if we connect it, it will it will, after adjustment, it will be okay, sir. Due to long notch and short notch, the alternate close and open detection will break, sir.
This
When
problem
point
you
is
are
operating.
facing, this problem you are facing while replacing the point machine.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. While not point machine, sir. While replacing ground connections.
Yes.
While installation, if we provide close switch with a close notch, it is okay, sir. When we replace, when the corroded ground connections are by replacing with another ground connections, at that time, if the general tendency of a universal point machine is 1, 2, 1 and 3 and 2 and 4 are the pair, sir.
Okay,
Sir,
okay, go ahead.
while sir Satyanarayana, while replacing ground connection, simply you can follow what is available earlier, what is available setup earlier, long shot. If it is available, you have to connect in the similar way. There is no confusion on that one.
No, Satyanarayana, you are
the
right.
question is-
But only one thing: why this non-standardization should be there? Why
Yes,
we
sir.
can't make it a standard so that in each and every installation the same practice is followed?
Yes, sir.
This is a relevant issue, sir. We should raise it to RDSO or to manufacturer.
No, it is no. First, it is not required to be raised to RDSO. First, because the RDSO drawing is simple, one universal drawing is there. To me, it appears that different people are adopting different practices, local practices. So what I suggest is that let us go into the detail of this problem. What is happening? Let us try to analyze that one, make a presentation kind of thing, and and try to find out that what is the difference they are creating from the universal drawing which has been given by the RDSO. Whether it is a lock slide notches or rod connections, because it is very well drawing is already made by RDSO. So let somebody study this problem and come out with a solution. This suggestion by Satyanarayana is not acceptable to me, that whatever has been done earlier, that should be followed. No, this is not the correct way. Correct way is that the initial installation should be as per the drawing. If it is not as per drawing, it has to be corrected.
Excellent, sir. As long as we are not replacing the point machine, and only when we are replacing the ground connections, definitely you have to follow the earlier connections, sir. That's what I
No,
want to tell.
that is true. But only thing is, why earlier and later connection? It should be a universal connection method.
Yes, sir. Even then, we have to ensure the closer switch is connected to the proper switch, sir.
No, that is true. That is true. But only thing is that if suppose 2 or 3 configurations are required to be made, let those 4 drawings be made and circulated to everybody.
Sir, it is a difference between difference in the manufacturer, sir. In the manufacturers of point machine, in the manufacturing of slides, detection slides.
Satyanarayana, what sir is trying to say is that there is only one specification across all manufacturers and there is only one drive. So
Yes,
why
sir.
the different manufacturers are adopting different practices? We should go through the specification, drawing of RDSO, and is there any generic requirement is mentioned, or it is a specific that we have to go through it. If it is specific thing, then we should raise it to the manufacturers to
Yes, sir.
address this issue.
Yes, sir.
So this is a very good point raised by, I think, Prasad raised this issue. This let us
Chamil Prasad, sir, SSC Guntur, sir.
let us sort it out, this issue. Very good.
Another problem, sir.
Sir, regarding this issue, sir.
Yeah, one
this
after
Another problem in TWS machine, sir.
Yeah, go ahead, SSC RRI Kajipet, go ahead.
TWS machines, sir, for connecting of TLJB to point machine, in universal point machines we have 2 outlets, whereas for this TWS only one outlet is given, sir. For that, the TLJB will go nearer to the tracks. If it is LHS side, it will be far away. When it is RHS side, it will goes to nearer to the tracks, sir, for TLJB. We cannot provide other side, sir. This is one of the problems, sir.
You mean to say cable entry? into machine.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Machine to TLJB, sir.
Okay. So there is only one inlet.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. For TWS point machines, it is giving only one inlet, sir. Whereas in earlier we are having two inlets. As per the site conditions, we will use that one, sir.
Others also facing the same problem.
Yes, sir. Same problem, sir.
When you want to tell something regarding these notches?
Sir,
Actually, it is
sir,
difficult
in
to
universal-
provide a crank handle operation provision, sir, in freeway.
Sir, in universal point mission, sir, lock slides, notches, close notch and short notch will be visible to everybody, sir. But detector slide notches are not visible, sir, because of the assembly and overseating of that arrangement, sir. So the detection slide notches should be same to as per notches of lock slides, sir. Then there is no need of opening and checking of the slides, not required, sir. So different manufacturers are manufacturing as per their own, sir. In PTJ, we can see that the lock slide and detector slide notches will match, sir. In lock slide, if it is short notch, then accordingly the first notch of detector slide will be short notch only, sir. So if it is made universal, then this type of problem can be avoided, sir.
Yeah, Venugopal, your point is well taken. Absolutely, that let us go to the next point, because it appears that different manufacturers are doing in a different manner. So there is a need to standardize the whole thing across all the manufacturers. And regarding the second issue of single inlet, anybody is there from workshop?
Anybody from Metagoda workshop?
So what is the arrangement we have made in our machine here?
We will check up with.
Yeah, so that is also required to be checked up, and this is also a pertinent issue. This is required to be addressed. Very nice.
Khammam, JE signal Khammam, you are telling something? Srinivasulu? JE signal KMT. There is one more question in the chat box, sir. This Maji, can you explain what is your doubt? Sahib from Maji, SSC Nanded.
Good morning, sir. Sir, in Akla Basmat section, sir, the location of point machines are some point machines are not located nearer to the closed housing of tongue rail, sir. Sir, as per SCM, it should be placed nearer to the closed housing of tongue rail. So, if anything goes wrong, then this question may be arise and will be asked, sir.
You mean to say that it should be indicated in the SIP?
Yes, sir. As per I asked earlier to our senior guest, sir, but mentioned that point machine should be located as per the SIP. But as per SCM, it should be located nearer to the closed housing. That is maximum running speed side.
Sachinarana, can you throw some light on this?
Sir, actually, as per SCM, normally the point is machine to be connected in the higher speed side. So what Maji is expecting is the same thing is to be indicated in the SIP. It will be helpful to the installation side persons to place the point machine. This has to be,
yes, sir,
sir, this has to be focused, sir. That is to be better to implement in the drawing, sir, SIP drawing.
In the RDSO standard SIP layout, they have altogether removed these point missions indications. They are
Yes,
not
sir.
showing point missions in the new RDSO approved SIP layouts.
Yes, sir.
So there's then Maji's problem will remain.
Yes, sir. But in the south central drawings, we are giving the symbol, sir. If you are giving the symbol in the higher speed side also, in the SM itself is saying as far as possible. If the site concerns are there, they are having a liberty to place the point machine in the other side also. So that becomes a deviation.
No, we are supposed to migrate towards the standard SIPs and circuits. So
No, that is true. We have to move to the standard circuits, but the only thing is there are a lot of issues. Many railways has raised many issues about the standard circuits. It is not perfect. We cannot say that it is perfect. So this is a very valid point, and it is required to be indicated to the board as well as RDSO to incorporate this thing, because it appears to me, it appears that whatever maximum information we can give to the installers through the SIP and through our document and designs, that will always helpful. And there will be less chances of any mistake or any problem in the site. This is also a valid point to me, and let it be referred to the RDSO so that in the standard SIP it can be incorporated. We can give the justification was that why it is required.
Sir.
Yeah. Because I think most of the people agree that this must be available. Is it correct, Vittal?
Yes, sir. It gives me a very good idea for the field people where to install the point machine.
Yes.
Sir, it should be. I also think it should be shown in the drawing, sir.
No, as on date, what is the practice of South Central Railway?
South Central Railway, we are following two practices. Wherever SIPs are issued as per the South Central Railway practice, we are indicating the point machine location. Wherever we are issuing SIPs as per the RDSO standards, there we are not indicating.
That Vittal, we have just started. Hardly some 10 SIP will be might have been issued as per the RDSO specification. I am asking about the practice of South Central Railway.
South Central Railway, we are indicating, sir.
Then let it continue. We will issue instruction regarding to that. Okay.
Sachinanda, construction also you are indicating now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then yeah, we can take this and communicate to the RDSO as well as board both.
Track circuit area in point zone, sir, we are using series and parallel connections. In point zone area, nose crossing to tongue rail, some tongue rails are parallel. So when PWI, if wants to remove the tongue rail to nose crossing rails, the point will not get dropped, sir. So that may be taken into consideration for if we try to series connections, it will be better, sir.
Oh, Mr. Maji,
Okay, what is the confusion, Maji? Instructions are very clear. We should go for series track circuits. What is the confusion?
No, but Vittal, this is a very unfortunate thing that I think the CNDST Vijayawada is available. Are anybody from Vijayawada?
Anyone from Vijayawada?
Narayana sir, DST sir, Vijayawada sir.
Are you aware that in most of your installations, stations yard, it's point zone track circuiting is in parallel mode? Are you aware?
Yes, sir. Now we are converting, sir, series to series track circuit, sir.
Yes, we have got we have sanctioned the work last year, and in fact, from here I want to say to everybody, all senior DSTs, all supervisors, that please communicate if there are parallel connections in track circuits in your stations. Please communicate immediately to your senior DST so that a consolidated work can be sanctioned and this work can be executed. All can be converted into the series one. It is an unsafe situation that should not be allowed. And to construction people, this is a very strong message from my side. At no place in no new installations, this parallel connection will be adopted, because it always happens that by adopting the shortcut just to reduce the requirement of glue joints, construction people are adopting these parallel connections, and it is a permanent unsafe feature. So while doing the joint inspection also, all open line staff must see this aspect. Any comment from Lakshman, our construction officers?
Sir, we will ensure, sir, whatever the works we will do, there are no parallel connections. We will ensure
Yeah,
that.
what I suggest is that please issue a typical track track circuit bonding diagram,
Okay,
so
sir.
that there should not be any deviation from that. You can do it locally also.
Okay, sir. We'll ensure, sir.
Yeah. So there have been very good, some very good point observations made and issues raised by different supervisors. If anything is there, please do away with your hesitation and please come out with your questions, come out with your problems.
Sir, good morning, sir. Sir, good morning. Sir.
Please go ahead.
Go ahead.
Sir, Rangnath sir, ESM Dornakalla. Hello, sir.
Yes, Rahman. Tell, what is your problem?
Telugulo aduguta sir, Telugulo.
Okay, చెప్పండి తెలుగులో స్పీక్ ఇన్ తెలుగు, నో ఇష్యూ.
సార్ ఇది మన ఇది వరకు యూనివర్సల్ పాయింట్ మెషన్స్ లో నేను ఇంజనీరింగ్ చిన్న డెఫిషియన్స్ ఉంటే కనుక ఆటోమేటిక్ గా ప్రాబ్లం అయ్యింది కదా సార్. ఇప్పుడు టీడబ్ల్యూఎస్ వచ్చిన తర్వాత చిన్న ఇంజనీరింగ్ డెఫిషియన్స్ ఉన్నా కూడా పాయింట్ తొందర సెన్సిటివ్ గా డిస్టర్బ్ అవుతుంది సార్. అడ్జస్ట్మెంట్స్ కానీ ప్లస్ ఇంకోటి ఏంటంటే ఇది ఇన్సులేషన్స్ ఇది వరకు పాయింట్ మెషన్లు అయితే ఈవెన్ ఈఎస్ఎం ఒక హెల్పర్ ఉంటే సరిపోయేది. ఇప్పుడు కంపల్సరీ బ్లాక్ స్మిత్ రిక్వైర్డ్ అవుతుంది సార్. త్రో ఇన్సులేషన్స్ మెయిన్లీ అది వేసెడ్ స్టేషన్ లో ప్రాబ్లం సార్. ఎప్పుడైనా ఫెయిల్యూర్ అయినప్పుడు ఇబ్బంది అవుతుంది సార్.
If his supervisor is available, can he explain the problems? That what is listing out?
Sir, he says that in this ThickWeb TWS points, which now we started installing recently everywhere, in this any small deviations or the deficiencies, they are creating problem in the operation of the proper working of the point machine, sir. So he says that the TWS point layout should be assembled and fixed properly as per the drawing. That is what he says. Of course, we have to. There is no other way, whether it is TWS or whether it is the other the conventional the point layouts and all that. Is the point layout should be assembled properly.
Just can he explain that what is the problem he is facing? Means people are not doing the work initially properly, or what is the problem? Or this is the problem during the course of operation?
Eman, ఇప్పుడు ఇది నువ్వు చెప్పిన ఈ ప్రాబ్లం ఏంటిది? స్టార్టింగ్ లో కన్స్ట్రక్షన్ నుంచి ప్రాజెక్ట్ నుంచి పాయింట్ మిషన్స్ ఫిక్స్ లేఅవుట్స్ అసెంబుల్ చేసినప్పుడు దాంట్లో ప్రాబ్లం వస్తూ ఉందా, లేకుంటే పాయింట్ మిషన్ అయిన తర్వాత ప్రాబ్లం వస్తా ఉందా? ఇలాంటి ప్రాబ్లం ఏంటిది?
ఇప్పుడు వైబ్రేషన్ మనం అంటే మొత్తం వైబ్రేషన్ అవుతుంది కదా సార్. ఇప్పుడు స్పీడ్ పోతే ఆ టైంలో ఇప్పుడు మన స్లీపర్స్ మూవ్ అయినా కానీ ఒక 2mm 3mm మూవ్ అయినా కూడా ఇప్పుడు ప్యాకింగ్ లేకపోయినా అవుతుంది. కానీ అదే కనుక లూజ్ ప్యాకింగ్ టైంలో మామూలు మెషిన్ అనుకోండి సార్, మనం ఈజీగా ఐడెంటిఫై చేయగలం. ఇది అయితే కొంచెం ప్రాబ్లం అవుతుంది సార్. వాళ్ళు వచ్చి ప్యాకింగ్ చేసినా కూడా మళ్ళీ రీప్యాకింగ్ చేయాల్సి వస్తుంది. ఎన్నిసార్లు చేసినా సేమ్ ప్రాబ్లం. లేపర్ జరగడం కానీ లేకపోతే ఇన్సులేషన్స్ ఒక్కసారి ఇన్సులేషన్ డ్యామేజ్ అవడం కానీ అవుతుంది సార్.
So Vittal, what I suggest is, Vittal, what I suggest is that please contact his supervisor and let him inspect one or two points, and what he is trying to explain, let those things be listed, so that at least we can make incorporate those issues in the checklist for inspection and the regular maintenance also.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
What he is trying to say, what I understand from his this thing is, sir, the margin for the margin is very less in case of TWS machines. Even a slight movement of a sleeper is resulting in failure of the point. Similarly, the insulations are also very thin and they require frequent replacement. That is what he is trying to say. And I will contact the supervisor, sir.
Yeah, that is what let his supervisor go and they will go into the detail, because see, for this vibration and other things, adjustment was very much required. So for that purpose, we have got this tying of the two sleepers. We have already advised, and in all the new installation it is being done. In old installation this has not been done, which is required to be done. Similarly, this installation issue has also been addressed up to some extent, and some change in arrangement and drawing has already been done. A modified drawing has been issued. So let his supervisor go to this place, to his stations, and try to find out whether all these improvements, what has been now thought of, has been incorporated or not.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Raghunath, you are Dornakal, no?
Dornakal, sir. Dornakal, sir.
Right. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Sachinanda, Murali has some time back in his during his presentation mentioned series connection and parallel connection, parallel operation and series operation. So where do we go for series operation and where do we go for parallel operation? Anything defined or any out of experience?
So it is not defined thing, sir. Actually, it is as per the power consumption requirements, sir. In the normal layouts, the points are operated parallelly because the point load current taken by the point machines simultaneously will be within the power supply range of that particular station. But when it is happen to be in the major layouts like RRIs, if all the crossovers are allowed to be operated in the parallel, so much instantaneous load will be instantaneous load will be on the power supply side, sir. So the power supply requirement, the capacity requirements will be double. So to reduce for this one, we will go for a series operation in the major yards like RRIs. First one point is operated, one group of points are operated. For example, A end of all the crossovers will be operated in one point of time. Then the second B ends are B ends of the same crossovers will be operated in the second point of time. This will reduce the point power supply requirements.
Sathyanarayana, in RRIs where number of points are to be operated in a road, definitely there is the staggering of initiation of the point operation. Even in other than RRI also, I don't think that even if one crossover has to be operated. Both the points are not the triggering of initiation of point operation is not simultaneously. I think after the one end, only the other end point will get the operation initiated.
So actually, this staggering will be in the seconds only, sir, milliseconds only. The normal power point operation will be minimum 3 seconds. So definitely grouping of power supply operational operational current will be added, sir. Initial spike will be deferred, but operational currents will be grouped, added within the operational period of 3 seconds.
Yes, that is acceptable. But the triggering of the initiation of point operation, all points should not be done at the same time. No, we have to stagger, and that is what being done.
Yes, sir.
So this series operation, parallel operation, now it has become relevant with the TWS machines. Normally, these high thrust machines draw double the current of normal machines, 140 mm throw machines. So if there are multiple obstructions in crossovers, the power consumptions or whatever power calculations we do is not holding good. Like we provided 20 amps fuse in the IPS for point operation. If assuming that there are multiple obstructions in an I-thrust machine, multiple locations, so then again this power calculations are going haywire. Do you think that we should go for series operation in such cases, or we should strengthen our cables or whatever IPS?
Yes, sir. Generally, for each station, we have to calculate the maximum power consumption at a particular moment. Normally, in the 4-road stations or 6-road stations, the current load current will be within the range of the IPS. But we have to calculate, just like you said, we have to calculate. We have to take into consideration all these scenarios in the major yards, sir. All these calculations and the power consumption planning and all, it should be done in the beginning itself while designing the station power supply, sir. And at the same time, you have to decide that whether you have to go for parallel operation or a series operation, as were the calculation results.
Because this is becoming more relevant now because we are using 12-core cable for 110 DC also. Earlier we used to use 25 square mm. So the current carrying capacity has come down, came down. Because we are using 6 crores for positive, 6 crores for negative, and the cross section is not exactly equivalent of 25 square mm aluminum cable, the current carrying capacity. So,
sir, we are using 12 core and 6 conductors for normal, 6 conductors for negative, and normal reverse and negative. Each limb 6 conductors, and this arrangement is confined to a single point machine, sir. So it will not have any impact on the size of the yard, or it will have within the current levels will be within the range of the point machine, sir. So it is immaterial that whether you are using the 6 core in the smaller yard or bigger yard, sir.
J signal Khammam, you want to say something?
No.
Sir, good morning, sir.
Vittal, just a moment. What you have just query you have raised, I find that there is some weight in that, and we should rather relook at our power calculation methodology, because see what happens in the especially the fuse rating and other things, these considerations are required to be seen. So what I suggest to you is that please let us get all these factors incorporated in the Excel sheet what we are using for the power calculation, so that choice can be given and accordingly a very realistic calculation is concluded.
Right, sir.
So please work on this.
Yes, sir.
Now you can go ahead.
J signal KMT.
Good morning, sir. Sir, in the universal point machine as well as in TW point machine, there is a roller lifting problems after some period, sir. Due to that at the mechanical near the mechanical fuse, there is a washer in that, sir. After several operation, the washer worn out and giving free movement to throw back to back, sir. Rotating of our friction clutch. Due to that, roller lifting problem arising, sir. Almost all in the last 2 to 3 years, we faced 4 point machines problem, sir.
What is the age profile of that installation? How many years back that point machine was installed?
No, sir. Recently, the last 2 years back, TWS point installed at Khammam B cabin, sir. In this point machine, I have the problem, roller lifting problem, sir.
You are getting this problem almost all TWS machines, or it's a isolated incidents?
I during discussion with my colleagues, I think 5 to 6 point machines are noticed, sir, during discussion with me. And one more thing, lifting problem, 143 mm stroke point में भी आ रहा है सर. उसमें भी हम 2 पॉइंट्स रिप्लेस किया सर. चिंतकानी में कम 18B point machine और 12B. So after reporting to OEM, they simply replaced washers between our near mechanical field, sir.
Others are also getting the same problem, this kind of problem? Other SSCs or technicians?
Good morning, sir. Sir, good morning, sir.
Yeah, morning, go ahead.
Sir, this problem is we are also getting in RRI Secundra also, sir. Some motor points are roller lifting problem is there, sir.
Is it a PTJ machine or crown and grease?
For all, sir, even if PTJ also, sir.
Faced in CG, sir, and one Sandhu also, sir. Sandhu make also, CG also, or Voslo also, sir.
Betal, what I suggest is that let us report some experienced officer on this to study this problem and try to find some solution for that in discussion with the OEMs or our own people, because our own people will be able to suggest the improvement measures.
Right, sir.
So please note it down, and on Monday, let us get one officer and one supervisor nominated to study this problem in detail, try to come out with the solutions, that what solution can be provided. And that solution we can discuss with these manufacturers also, even our workshop people also.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, good.
One more problem, sir. In Sandhu make, only in Sandhu make, the jamming of throw bar in its brackets, sir. In point machine itself. After losing the bracket fixing, the point will move freely, sir. We temporarily attending that in between these two brackets, we are providing 1.5 mm to 2 mm thickness washer, so that it will move freely, sir. So during the course of installation, after maintenance, during maintenance, we are unable to find where it is obstructing. This is the main problem, sir, in this. Only we faced in Sandhu make, sir.
Any reaction on this?
Anybody else has faced the same problem with Sandhu make? Sir, we will get the details of this failure and
yeah, no. Actually, what is happening is that what Mr. Srinivasulu is telling, let his problem be studied in detail by his concerned AST. Please send on Monday. Yeah. And plus, moreover, regarding this Sandhu make, what I suggest is, am I audible?
Yeah. Yes,
no,
sir. You are audible, sir.
No, regarding Sandhu make, what I feel is that let this installation and his rod connections and other things inspected with respect to drying, whether they have manufactured everything as per drying or not. Because all these mechanical drying sizes, everything is covered in that. So let us get it verified.
Right, sir.
Yeah.
In TWS, one more point is that the MS plate which is fixing on a fourth sleeper to be widened, sir, for square alignment of rods as well as throw bar. And also, as per RDS4 drawing, we are unable to install with this design, sir, in my experience. So that we are providing one more 4 sleeper fixing holes on that by adjusting 25 mm outwards of the layout, sir. Due to that,
You repeat, in between you are not audible. You repeat your question.
Sir, actually in TWS point machine installation, with the existing supplied MS plate and gauged plate, we are going to install, but as per dimensions of RDS4 drawing, if we are going to install, the rods and throw bar not unable to fix in square and perpendicular to tracks, sir, exactly. So that for this we are going to make another 4 holes for MS plate fixing on fourth sleeper. And according to that, we are installing for this square purpose, sir. To overcome this, the widening of now supplied with width of the 220 mm MS plate, but we require 250 mm MS plate, sir.
Srinivasalu, that means, is there any mismatch with the holes on the tongue rail and holes on the MS plate?
No, sir, no, sir. But actually, RDS4 drawing itself unable to install with MS plate of 220 mm width, sir. As square, our point fitting, sir.
That what should be you are expecting to be changed, MS plate or holes on the tongue rail?
MS plate width, sir. MS plate width.
Okay.
He says the drawing itself is not correct. Is it not, Srinivasalu?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. In 2000, sir, RDS4 drawings given propagately modifications in the drawing. In 2000, I think 2019 June drawing, they gave that the width of the MS plate is large, about 240 mm. But after that, 2019 December, they given one more drawing, finalized drawing. In that, they are withdrawn, sir. Same thing.
Okay, we will study this drawing and we'll get back.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
We'll try to find out some solution.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Anybody else is facing this problem? Now we have to get feedback from more people, so that now we can, based on that, we can decide the course of action. Anybody else is facing such problem in construction?
What Srinivasalu is trying to say is he's drilling additional holes on that plate to fix it properly. Is others also doing the same thing?
SSC signal Kazipet, SSC signal Secunderabad, all are there here. Why they are not reacting? It means everybody is leaving to the technicians basically.
The gap, if we put the hole at the end, the gap will be little, sir. To extend the strengthen, they are using it. Fixing of point machine holes, it will be in edge of the plate, sir.
No, it means you are finding problem with the already fabricated MS plate and all these things, and you have to do improvisement at the site. Is it correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Gauge type plate towards the point machine, the plate must be extended a little bit so that the hole will be marked and the strengthen for that point fixing will be provided, sir.
You are saying that the width of the gauge type plate towards the point machine fixing side should be wider as it was in the earlier time, the past.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So it means we have to go back to this drawing and suggest the improvement what he is telling.
Yes, sir. We have to study and then give feedback to RDSO, sir.
Exactly.
Then
Yeah.
we can modify the drawing.
Yeah.
Sir, good morning, sir. This is Ram Prasad, sir, instructor from STTC Molali. Sir, another two problems are there with this respect to RDSO diagram, sir. Thick web point machine. First thing is the drawing shows the throw slide as a straight. They have not shown the L-shaped lug which has to be connected. In one latest drawing that they have issued, the diagram shows that the lug should be that the drive rod is straight. They have not shown the L-shaped lug, sir. Whether we should connect the L-shaped lug, that is actually not L-shaped, it is our T-shaped lug. We have to cut the other side also. So whether that lug which is T-shaped, which is connected between throw slide and our drive rod should be used or not, it is not clear, sir. Basically, we have to use that T-shaped lug, cut to one direction and fix it. That is one problem, sir. Second problem that what I have observed is the detection rods which are connected to our slide. The hole given by RDSO is very big, sir. If with that hole we fix it in our detection slides, the hole is because RDSO diagram has given very big hole to the lug, there will be a lot of play in that. Previously without P clamp, when we were fixed with the tongue rails, then the diagram was given. But now in the recent diagram, which is with P clamp, they have not changed it. The present diagram shows the lug is having big hole, and if we fix that in our detection slide, there will be a lot of play, sir. These two things I have observed, sir. Apart from that, discussion, the entry of cable in the diagram, they have shown two entries, sir. They have shown diagram in two entries, but one entry they have in the diagram only. It is not clear whether it should be opened. In the diagram, it is not very clear. That is why many manufacturers have closed one completely and giving only one entry, sir. These three things from my side, sir. Thank you.
No, can anybody from the maintenance and construction?
Sir, for this, we are providing bushes in slides also, sir, for arresting play, like previous non-improved TWS point machine, sir. In rod's lug, there is a big hole coming now, sir. For this, we are providing insulation bushes in this, sir, to arresting play.
Okay, understood. Now, anybody else wants to comment on this? Anybody else is facing the problems due to the inconsistencies what Ram Prakash has already told?
Actually, throw lug has been supplying for both ends, sir. But for RH and LH for both type of point machines, as per requirement, we are cutting this throw bar lug, connecting throw bar and throw slide lug, sir.
No, that is true. You are doing some extra work at site, which should not be required.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If the fabrication is done as per the drawing, so in that case, either the drawing is required to be improved or fabrication is required to improve. That is the question here.
Yes, sir.
Whatever you are doing to manage the show, that is agreed, no problem. Because there is a problem, you are attending in some manner. But the question is that if this is creating a problem and it is adding additional work at the site before fitment, then we should address this issue in the drawing itself.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
So Vittal, this is also required to be noted down, and let Ram Prakash, if he can make out some kind of reference, that also will be helpful.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
So any other things? Anybody wants to ask any questions, any difficulties in the field? Any clarifications? So if nothing else is there, I request PCST sir to say a few words before we conclude.
Yes, Vittal, I think if there is no question, then we can close it down. But really, I feel actually after the initial hiccups in the presentation, the interaction has gone well. And I feel that today's star audience is A. Srinivasulu. He has raised many issues which are very relevant, very pertinent, and requires action from our side. So let us clap for him, for Srinivasulu, as a very active audience.
Congratulations, Srinivasulu. You raised very relevant questions. As sir said, we will try to find out answers to your issues.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah. And the second thing is that from the next time onward, I want that the concerned one officer should work as a mentor for the presenter, so that at least the presentation can be done properly and it can be made meaningful. The idea is that, see, as of now also about 106 people are listening to all of us. They are spending their 2 hours time with us. So let us try to give a good response to their time, good value to their time, by making our presentation very good and professional. So Vittal, you have to work a bit hard further to get the presentation in advance. And now, in fact, I will issue some kind of guidelines for preparing the presentation, guidance, rehearsal also, so that it can be made more meaningful and more useful for everybody. Thanks, and thanks to all of you.
Yes, sir. Noted, sir.
Thank you, sir. And this is what just before presentation was started, I shared with the Vittal. Whenever a supervisor is making a presentation and there should be a mentor, a deputy CST level or DST, somebody, they should see whether how I discussed with Swaraj Lakshmi also whether she has seen the presentation or not. But there was some communication gap and lack of paucity of time and all that. But as you said, sir, whenever any supervisor is making a presentation, that must be seen by the officer, and then it should be if any deficiencies are there, and it can be improved upon further and all that. That should be done. We cannot just leave it to the supervisor. That we will.
No, Lakshman. Here I want to make a correction. It should not be any supervisor or any officer. It should be presenter and one mentor. Whether an officer is also a presenter, because what happens generally, you cannot check your own work. So if somebody else look at your work, then he can give a positive contribution and it can be made more meaningful. So whether the presentation is supervisor or officer, it doesn't matter. Mentor has to be there for all cases, so that he can review the presentation. He can just go through once and suggest improvement to make it more meaningful. So we will do that one. Thank you.
Right, sir. Then that means we should have some J-grade officer to dekhna hai.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Good.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Murali Krishna, and thank you, Swaraj Lakshmi. Thank you, Lakshman, sir. Thank you, PCST, sir. And we close the session for today. Goodbye.